Good morning, guys. I feel so sick right now. I think I'm gonna take myself to the clinic because my stomach, I've been saying my appetite's been really bad lately, but I tried eating a little more yesterday and my stomach is not happy with it. And I don't know if it's because it was slightly spicy. I used to be really good with spicy food, but now anytime I see food or anytime I eat a little too much, my stomach just hurts so badly and I feel like throwing up and I feel nauseous and I feel like my doctor keeps saying it's a mental thing, but I feel like there might be something actually wrong with my stomach, so I'm gonna go see a doctor today. I'm gonna chill at home for a bit before I go because I want my stomach to settle down because I don't want to walk all the way there while I'm feeling like I'm gonna throw up because I don't want to I might just lie down for a bit. But I actually have a movie review rather than a book review today. So I watched this movie called Hope, and it's by a famous director. He made a really famous Korean horror movie years ago, like a really long time ago, and it did really, really well. People were really scared by it. So when this movie came out, I thought it was gonna be really good, and I saw bits and pieces of the trailer and I was like, okay, like it seems interesting, maybe I'll go watch it. So I went and watched it and it was the weirdest thing I've seen in a while. I'm even having trouble speaking because my stomach is just like, I feel nauseous, but I wrote down a movie review last night right after I watched it. So, beginning, incredible. Cinematography, set design, the way they moved the story along, the suspense, that itself, incredible. I'll give him props for that. And I loved that it showed all the chaos and all these like dead bodies and blown up buildings and fires, and they don't show the actual monster, so you're just left wondering like what the heck is going on. But the second the monster actually came out, I was so disappointed. The CGI was so obvious, it looked like a video game. I don't know if it was just low budget, but I feel like they could have done so much better because the creature design itself was incredible and creepy and disturbing, but the CGI was just so obvious and it was so disappointing, and for the rest of the movie I was just laughing and I just found the whole thing so funny. And then I looked it up and I was like, is this a comedy movie? But it's listed as sci-fi thriller, but I swear it's more of a comedy. There was this one character that had the biggest plot armor I've ever seen. He was dealing with some of the biggest monsters and like multiple of them as well, and his whole group died, and then he's just there being flung around the forest and bumping against all the trees like a freaking pinball, and somehow he lives throughout all of that. And then there's this one scene where he ends up on a horse and these other people end up in a car and they're trying to pull him into the car by his legs, and that was the funniest thing I've ever seen. It was so goofy and weird, and they're like, why is this guy so good at riding a horse? I'm just like, what is going on? So eventually they get him into the car and they're holding him by his legs and he's hanging out the car window, and then he shoots down the monster and then they swerve the car a little bit and he gets hit by a tree and then he's finally gone. I think at the end of the movie when they were doing the credits, I didn't get a proper look at the guy's face, but there was some guy that just popped up in the middle of the credits and I think it was him. So I think they're saying he survived that somehow as well. So I watched some theories after I watched the movie and they're saying he could potentially be an alien because this is like an alien monster movie. So he could potentially be another alien but in human form. I don't know. I don't get it. A couple other parts that made me laugh. There was this other guy that was on a horse and he got ripped in half, but somehow the bottom half of his body was still gripping onto the horse and riding the horse, and I just found that shot so funny for some reason. And there was another part where there's this chainsaw man looking alien right? And he literally just looks like Chainsaw Man. He has the big jaws. He just doesn't have the chainsaw sticking out of his head. It looks like a Chainsaw Man video game looking creature, and he turns into this Thanos Vecna looking thing, like a freaking transformer. And for some reason I found that so funny and I started laughing. This movie is so weird. Basically, after the movie ended, I was just sitting there thinking, what the heck did I just watch? And apparently there's going to be 2 more after this, and it's going to be a whole series because they kind of ended it off on a cliffhanger, and it would be weird to end off the movie that way, but I don't think I'm going to watch the other 2 because it's just, I don't really care, and it was just a funny watch. If you want a good laugh, maybe give it a watch. But anyways, after I finished After Dark, I was trying to pick what book to read next, and I was debating between Yellowface, Recursion, Normal People, and Project Hail Mary, and I literally had to ask ChatGPT. I gave it a list and I was like, which one do I read first? And it gave me a whole order, and it told me to read Recursion, and then Project Hail Mary, and then Yellowface, and then Normal People. Honestly, the list will probably change later because I'll probably want to read something else after I'm done Recursion, but for now, I'm gonna read this one. At first, it looks like a disease, an epidemic that spreads through no means, driving its victims mad with memories of a life they never lived. But the force that's sweeping the world is no pathogen. It's just the first shockwave, unleashed by a stunning discovery, and what's in jeopardy is not just our minds. In New York City, Detective Barry Sutton is closing in on the truth, and in a remote laboratory, neuroscientist Helena Smith is unaware that she alone holds the key to this mystery and the tools for fighting back. Together, Barry and Helena will have to confront their enemy before they and the world are trapped in a loop of ever-growing chaos. Apparently, it's science fiction thriller, like the movie I just watched. But I'm excited to read this, so it sounds really interesting. It sounds like a premise that I would like. Morning, guys. It's been a few days. I don't even know where the last few days went. I don't know what I've been doing. I haven't even been reading. I got through like 20 pages of my book, and I don't know what I've been doing. I've just been running around. So I haven't even been filming. I genuinely don't know where the last few days went. It always feels weird filming again after I take some time off. Even just after a few days, I feel weird getting back into the flow of it. So we're gonna try to do that today, and today I'm actually just gonna stay home and read. I'm gonna stop running around, and I'm gonna have dinner with my dad, so I'm excited for that. I have some books that I ordered weeks ago, maybe even a month ago, and they're finally supposed to come in the mail this week. So I have Will We Owe to Each Other, which is a philosophy book, and Dark Matter, which is a sci-fi thriller book, and Iron Gold, which is the 4th book in the Red Rising series. And I also have the Game of Thrones series coming, but they said the first book arrived damaged, so they're ordering it again. So I have to wait for that one, but I'm getting the rest of the series delivered this week, hopefully, because I've been waiting for such a long time. And then after I get all those and the first Game of Thrones, that'll be all the books that I have coming in the mail. There's something about my hair that I don't like today. I don't know if it's my hair or my makeup, but there is something I don't like. Why is there... I don't know. I forgot how to be on camera. That's probably what it is. So my friend and I found out that we have very similar music tastes, so I'm gonna make a playlist of some of my favorites and send that to him because he sent me one of his. So I'm gonna do that and drink some coffee and get back to my book. Let's start with Glaive. We're both really into hyperpop, funk, shoegaze, very underground music. Let's start with this. I finished the playlist. It's a lot of Glaive and some curtains, Toby Lou, Alden, Rhea, Underscores is really good, ND, and then some miscellaneous. Ooh, MC Versions is really good. And then some miscellaneous. I'm really surprised we have very similar music tastes, but we just exchanged playlists. So now I also have a playlist of my favorite songs that I can just listen to. I don't know why I didn't make this playlist sooner, but I'm probably going to be listening to this a lot. And I'm having trouble waking up, so I'm drinking my coffee, but I'm still so tired. So I'm going to try to wake myself up, and then I'm going to get back into reading. Whenever I can't wake myself up enough to read, I watch other people's reading videos while I'm waking up and drink my coffee. So I'm watching Haley Pham right now and drinking coffee and trying to wake up. I feel awake, so I'm gonna read for a bit. I feel like the issue with this book is I thought it would be one of those books that hooks me immediately, and the first chapter did really hook me, but then after the first chapter it just slowed down, and I guess it's just setting everything up right now, and the premise is extremely interesting, and from what I know about it, I think they're introducing how this virus was created. It's not a virus, but how everything started, and it's really interesting. It's written in 2 different perspectives, and they're like 10 years apart, so I don't really know what's going on right now, but it's starting off a little bit slow, so I'm kind of having trouble getting into it, but I'm gonna continue. So each chapter, it's a different person's perspective. So there's Barry and there's Helena, and Barry's chapters take place in 2018 and Helena's chapters take place in 2007, which is interesting. So I guess Helena's the one that kind of started everything. Physically speaking, a memory is nothing but a specific combination of neurons firing together, a symphony of neural activity. But in actuality, it's the filter between us and reality. You think you're tasting this wine, hearing the words I'm saying, in the present, but there's no such thing. The neural impulses from your taste buds and your ears get transmitted to your brain, which processes them and dumps them into working memory. So by the time you know you're experiencing something, it's already in the past, already a memory. Okay, I'm getting into this. This is my breakfast. It's a chicken sausage. So unhealthy, but I just don't have an appetite lately, so I'm gonna have one of these so I can take my morning medication. And the book's getting good now. I'm about 50 pages in, so I think I'm just gonna continue reading this until my dad comes for dinner. 얘 배고파? 응? 얘 배고파? 야, 응. 아. I should comb my hair more often. This looks kind of cute. But it's another day. I don't know. I've been filming this video for 3 days. So yesterday I was reading and I ended up falling asleep for 2-3 hours until my dad came to pick me up, and then we went out to dinner, and then when I came back I did some reading, and then I got tired around like 10-11, so I figured, okay, I'm gonna shower and then go to bed. But then I showered and I laid in bed and I was extremely tired, so I couldn't get up and do anything, but I also couldn't fall asleep. So my insomnia came back, but then I didn't want to take my nighttime medication because I knew that would make me sleep in really late. So I was just laying there for hours. And then this morning, I don't know what it was, but I just could not get myself out of bed. I woke up around 9 a.m. and then for 2 hours, I just couldn't get myself to get out of bed. I was awake, but I just felt so depressed and everything just felt, I knew if I get up I have to wash up, get ready, film, do something, like clean the apartment. There's all these things I have to do, and it felt like too much, so I just wanted to lay in bed and do nothing today. So it took me a few hours to get out of bed. Once I actually got up and washed up, fed Theo, did my makeup, I felt a little better, but I still feel really down because it's really rainy and gloomy and sad looking outside today, so I can't really go out and do anything. It is nice weather for staying home and reading, so I'll probably just do that. I'm about 130 pages into the book, and it's kind of setting up basically how the virus was created and how it works, and it hasn't explained a lot of things, so I'm probably gonna finish it today or tomorrow. Also, I think I said a few days ago when I was filming that I wanted to go to the clinic for my stomach because I felt like there was something wrong with it. Like anytime I saw any food, I felt nauseous and I wanted to throw up. But when I went out with my dad yesterday, I didn't feel that way at all, and I actually ate a lot and I didn't feel nauseous and the food looked delicious, and I think it is just a mental thing, not a physical thing. So I think there is just something wrong with my mental right now. I think maybe some trauma. So I don't really know what it is. I'm gonna have to talk to my doctor about that and see if I can get that fixed, because today I feel really depressed, so now I just don't want to eat anything, but I know I should. I know in a lot of my videos I seem really happy and upbeat, and I'm talking about books, and I seem really bubbly, and I guess I have also gotten the question, like, what are we healing from? Because my series is called Healing Diaries. But there are days like this where I just feel really depressed and I just don't want to eat anything, I don't want to go anywhere, I don't want to do anything. I don't know how much I'm going to film today, if I'm going to film at all after I film this update. I don't know if I'm just going to go back to bed. So it really is just, the healing process isn't linear at all. That's all I'll say.